Well, hello, my YouTube fellas and gals. So today we're back in hardbacks. My name's Tammy. If you're new to my channel, I use bookstore. You can reach me through tammysmakeuptreats@gmail.com or Menda's Bookstore and more on Facebook. If you don't want to order real books and you like reading with a Kindle or Nook, well, then I'm a good resource center because I read the synopses of books and then you can go find them. So we are working on lot 62 today in Action and Suspense, and these are $3 a piece books, and these are all going to be hardbacks. And if you're a Clive Cussler fan, then stick it out because all 10 books are going to be from Clive. So the book today is called Sahara, and this is what the book looks like. And I do ship media mail, by the way, and I ship through my Etsy store. Look how cool that is. So this is what the book is about, which is the synopsis. In 1995, Dirk Pitt, on a mission to find the remains of a pharaoh's funeral barge buried in the bottom of the Nile, rescues an attractive young woman, Dr. Eva Rojas, a biochemist with the UN World Health Organization, from being murdered by thugs on a beach near Alexandria. Who but Clive Cussler could tie these events together in a book that is Dirk Pitt's most gripping and action-packed adventure ever? With the mastery that has made each of his books a major bestseller and raised him to the top rank of adventure fiction, Cussler plunges his hero into the African desert where the beautiful Dr. Rojas is investigating a mysterious disease that is driving thousands of people into madness, cannibalism, and death, a disease caused perhaps by vast, deadly, and unprecedented pollution, leaking a chemical substance that threatens to extinguish all life in the world, seas, and human life itself. As the race is on to save the world from environmental catastrophe, Dirk Pitt and his friends plunge into darkest Africa, battling their way up the Niger to a huge, secret, hazardous waste project, a partnership between Yves Massard, French billionaire, entrepreneur, and General Zayteb Kazim, the brutal, despotic, corrupt tyrant who rules the West African nation of Mali. Pitt's epic journey up the Niger River against the gunboat fleets and modern jet fighters of two African nations leads him into the discovery of Kazam and the Masardi's secret, only to find himself captured and forced to work as a slave under inhuman conditions in a gold mine deep in the desert, along with Dr. Rojas and her team of UN scientists. As the clock ticks towards the world's destruction, Pitt plots his escape across the Sahara Desert, making his way across the trackless desert to alert the world to the source of the threat. Pitt uncovers, in the process, the truth about Kitty Manick's death, as well as the incredible secret behind Lincoln's assassination that lies concealed in the middle of the Sahara. Aboard the old Confederate ironclad, as usual, Pitt trashes the bad guys as always. Pitt gets the girl as before. The result is an unputdownable book charged with excitement, surprises, and high-voltage action, full of unexpected plot twists and bigger-than-life characters, compelling and satisfying reading as the master of the genre. This is a 1992 copyright. So that is book number 1. Book number 2, we have Medusa by Clive Cussler with Paul Kemprecos. This is a 2009 copyright. That's what the book looks like. And this is what it's about. I like taking the jacket off so you can see the condition. In the Micronesian island, a top-secret U.S. government-sponsored undersea lab conducting vital biomedical research on a rare jellyfish known as the blue Medusa suddenly disappears. At the same time, off Bermuda, a bathysphere is attacked by an underwater vehicle and left helpless a half a mile below the surface. Its passengers, including Zavala, left to die. Only Kurt Austin's heroic measures saved them from a watery grave, but suspecting a connection, Austin puts the Numa team on the case. He has no idea what he's gotten them all into, a hideous series of medical experiments, an extraordinarily ambitious Chinese criminal organization, a secret new virus that threatens to set off a worldwide pandemic. Austin and Zavala have been in tight spots before, but this time it's not just their own skins they're trying to save, it's the lives of millions. Filled with the high-stakes suspense and boundless invention that are unique to Cussler, Medusa is the most thrilling novel, yet far from the grand master of adventure. So there you go. Book number 2. Book number 3. We have Plague Ship by Clive Cussler with Jack Brul. This is what the book looks like. It is a 2008 copyright, and this is what it's about. For 4 novels, Clive Cussler has charted the exploits of the Oregon, a covert ship completely dilapidated on the outside, but on the inside packed with sophisticated weaponry and intelligence-gathering equipment. Captained by the rakish, one-legged Juan Cabrillo and manned by a crew of former military and spy personnel, it is a private enterprise available for any government agency that can afford it, and now Cussler sends the Oregon on its most extraordinary mission yet. The crew has just completed a top-secret mission against Iran in the Persian Gulf when they come across a cruise ship adrift at sea. Hundreds of bodies litter its deck, and as Cabrillo tries to determine what happened, explosions rack the length of the ship. Barely able to escape with his own life and that of the liner's sole survival, Cabrillo finds himself plunged into a mystery as intricate and as perilous as any he has ever known, and pitted against a cult with monstrously lethal plans for the human race, plans he may be already too late to stop. Plague Ship is a high-stakes, high-siege journey that proves once again that Cussler is just about the best storyteller in the business. So there you go. Book number 3. Book number 4, we have Ghost Ship by Clive Cussler and Graham Brown. This is what the book looks like. It is copyrighted for 2014. These books are in great condition. And this is what it's about. When Kirk Austin is injured attempting to rescue the passengers and crew from a sinking yacht, he wakes with fragmented and conflicted memories. Did he see an old friend down, or was that the yacht abandoned when he came aboard? For reasons he cannot explain, Kirk doesn't trust either version of his recollection, and then the most tenuous thread of a rumor sets him on a search for answers. Armed with many questions but a few clues, Austin soon finds himself descending into a shadowy world of state-sponsored cybercrime and uncovering a pattern of vanishing scientists, suspicious accidents, and a ring of human trafficking. With the help of Joe Zavella, he takes on a sinister organization at the heart of his web, facing off with them in locations ranging from Dubai to North Korea to the rugged coast of Madagascar. But this group's secret master plan and how they will achieve it may remain a mystery until it's too late. Filled with a wild, daring-do, and technical wizardry that are his trademarks, Ghost Ship is a dazzling novel from the Grand Master of Adventure. So there you go. Book 4. Then here we go into book number 5. This is called Fire Ice by Clive Cussler with Paul Kemprecos. This is what the book looks like. It is a 2002 copyright, and this is what it's about. In Serpent and Blue Gold, Cussler introduces a hero for the new millennium in Kurt Austin, the leader of Numa's secret assignment team. In previous encounters, Austin and his colleague Zoe Zavella have battled eco-extortionists and mad empire builders, but they have never faced a menace like the one before them now. In the heart of the old Soviet Union, a mining tycoon has proclaimed himself Tsar of Russia. Claiming Romanov ancestry and backed by billions of dollars, he's determined to overthrow the already shaky Russian government, and U.S. opposition doesn't bother him one bit. A little crisis of their own should distract the Americans for a while, and he knows just the thing. All along the eastern seaboard lie pockets of methane hydrate, a notoriously unstable compound as fire ice. What if somebody should set them off, say an outside major city? Think of the explosions. Think of the earth tremors. Think of the tidal waves. Filled with hair-raising action and endless imaginations that are Cussler's Half Marks, Fire Ice is a dazzling thriller from the grandmaster of adventure fiction. So there you have book 5. Book number 6. We have The Mayan Secrets, a Fargo Adventure by Clive Cussler and Thomas Perry. This is what the book looks like. It is a 2013 copyright, and this is what it's about. Husband and wife team Sam and Remy Fargo are in Mexico providing aid for a devastating earthquake when they come upon an amazing discovery. The skeleton of a man clutching an ancient sealed pot, and within the pot a Mayan book. Larger and more detailed than any in existence, the codex contains astonishing information about the Mayans, their cities, and civilization, and about mankind itself. The book's value is untold, and the person most desperate to possess it is a scheming heiress who plans to use the codex and the rich information contained within for her own devious ends. Sam and Remy's quest to stop her will lead them on a dangerous path through the wild jungles of Central America. They are faced with a criminal operation larger and more vicious than they could ever have imagined. Before their adventure is over, many will die for the codex, and Sam and Remy may just be among them. Filled with the thrilling exploits and daring do that his trademarks, The Mayan Secrets is another stunning entry in the Clive Cussler's hottest new series. So there you go. Book 6. Book number 7. We have Dragon by Clive Cussler. This is what, it's got a little ink in the front. This is what the book looks like. It is a 1990 copyright, and this is what the book is about. August 1945, a load B-29 takes off from Alaska for a long flight to Japan, bearing the third atomic bomb as a backup to the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs. If I say that wrong, oh well. Shot down just short of its target, and the plane crashes into the sea, taking its secret to the bottom. In the aftermath of the war, its very existence is denied, then forgotten. October 1993, a new Japanese empire has emerged, one relying upon financial power rather than military prowess, and an uneasy America, increasingly under siege from the economic might of its ally, remains unaware of the lengths to which the Japanese may be willing to go to ensure Japan's dominance. Unaware, that is, until a huge Japanese auto carrier carrying thousands of Muramato cars made by mysterious Hideki Sumo is destroyed by a nuclear explosion. In Dragon, his most thrilling and entertaining novel to date, Clive Cussler definitely mixes recent history with some of our deepest fears. He has created a masterpiece of suspense, which is once again up to the indomitable Dirk Pitt to diffuse a terrifying threat to world peace. From the icy Alaska coast to a tropical paradise in the Pacific, Dragon describes an astonishing and brutal conspiracy aimed at forcing the West into final acceptance of Japan's world leadership. With infinite patience and ruthlessness, the conspirators have laid their plans so well that America lies helpless before the complex Japanese plot. Dirk Pitt, Cussler's brilliantly conceived hero, described by the New York Times Book Review as an endearing blend of Boy Scout, Doc Savage, and James Bond, is the one man who can foil the conspirators and stop the Japanese plan before the Armageddon is unleashed. So there you go. Very interesting. That was 7. Book number 8, we have Night Probe by Clive Cussler. And this is what the book looks like. This is a 1981 copyright. And this is what the book is about. May 1914, 2 undercover couriers plummet to watery deaths in twin disasters, taking with them only 2 copies of North American Treaty, a precedent-shattering secret pact between the United States and Great Britain. On both sides of the Atlantic, stunned heads of state immediately order all mention of the treaty obliterated forever. February 1989, in the midst of an international crisis, Heidi Milligan, a beautiful, brilliant American naval commander, accidentally discovers an obscure reference to the long-buried North American Treaty, prompting the President of the United States to the shocking realization that the treaty offers only salvation for an energy-starved, economically devastated America. For the United States, possession of this document is suddenly worth billions, but to Great Britain, it's worth a war. The deadly race is on to locate and raise one of the signed copies of the treaty from its ocean grave where it has been lying for 75 years. The only American for such a mission is Dirk Pitt, who proved invincible in the raise of the Titanic. Now, with the future of virtually every person in the world at stake, he must survive a complex international mission, far more dangerous than any he has ever undertaken. His quest, splashed through a tangled web of cover-ups and perilous intrigue, and against all odds, recover the North American Treaty for the United States. In London, a daring counterplot is being orchestrated to secure the vital document for Great Britain. The treaty must not be implemented. Brian Shaw, a master spy who has often worked hand in hand with American agents against SMERSH, now confronts his most challenging command: stop Dirk Pitt. Pitt and Shaw, two of the most cunning men in the world, collide head-on in their frantic search, and caught in the middle is Heidi Milligan. In the throes of international uproar, her passions and her loyalty are put to the test when she finds herself enmeshed in a torrid love triangle with two battling foes. As time runs out for the desperate America, Pitt races towards an underwater clash more terrifying, more exciting than anything Clive Cussler has ever created, the breathtaking climax of Night Probe. So there you go. Sounds like a doozy. That's book 8. Book number 9, we have Shockwave by Clive Cussler. Some writing in the front. It's what the book looks like. It is a 1996 copyright, and this is what it's about. This was originally $25. I'm selling it for $3. Good deal. In Shockwave, Dirk Pitt meets the most intriguing and sinister villain of his adventures and legendary career, a billionaire Australian diamond king with 3 beautiful Amazon daughters in a conflict that is waged above and below the sea for the survival of the vast numbers of sea creatures and more than 1 million human beings. In 1856, a British clipper ship sinks after a storm while transporting convicts to an Australian penal colony. After horrible carnage on a raft, the pitiful survivors, among them Bessie Fletcher and Jess Dorset, are washed up on a solitary tropical island where they discover an immense source of diamonds and found a powerful and wealthy dynasty. 140 years later, Mae Fletcher, one of their descendants, is stranded on an island in Antarctica with a party of passengers after their cruise ship seemingly abandons them. Dirk Pitt, on an expedition to find the source of a deadly plague that is killing dolphins and the seals in the Weddell Sea, finds Maeve and the passengers and rescues them from death. When Pitt later uncovers the cause of the plague, he discovers that Maeve's father, Arthur Dorset, and her 2 sisters are responsible because of their diamond mining technology. A deadly race develops to stop Dorset from continuing his murderous mining operations and to head off a disaster that will kill millions. Pitt struggled to foil Dorset's ruthless plan to destroy the market for diamonds and thus gain a monopoly of his own, takes him from a harrowing adventure off the west coast of Canada to being cast adrift in the Tasman Sea in a small box boat with his good friends Al Giordani and the lovely Maeve Dorset. Through trial by storms, hunger and thirst, Pitt's inventive genius and relentless drive to survive eventually bring him to a final spine-chilling confrontation with Arthur Dorset himself at the very heart of his domain, and the clock ticking against devastating tragedy, and a confrontation in which Pitt gains triumph, but at the cost of great personal loss, that he discovers a lethal surprise that will shock and astonish the reader. So there you go. Book number 9. And last book that we have tonight is number 10. This is called The Lost City with Paul Kemprecos by Clive Cussler. 2. This is what the book looks like. it is a 2004 copyright, and this is what it's about. Over the past few years, Clive Cussler's Pneumophile novels, written with Paul Kemprecos, has become a critical and fan favorite, which received more enthusiastically than the last. About the most recent, Publishers Weekly wrote, Cussler's multitude of fans arrive at the table expecting a rolling stew of safari adventure, exotic travel destinations, cutting-edge science, and a splash of romance. In Wait Death, they will find their expectations extravagantly fulfilled. And they will find them fulfilled again in Lost City. An enzyme with a dramatically prolonged life has been discovered 2,000 feet in the North Atlantic in an area known as Lost City. But why are people attempting to harvest and getting killed? Why are the scientists in a remote Greek laboratory disappearing one by one? What does this all have to do with a body found frozen in the ice up in the Alps for Kurt Austin, the leader of Numa's Special Assignments Team, and his colleagues Joe Zavala? It's clearly that they have their work cut out, but they may have it even bigger than they think. In fact, it may be their greatest challenge ever. Rich in the all-hair-raising action and endless imagination that have become Cussler's landmark, Lost City is an exceptional thriller, one of the best from the Clive the Mighty. So there you go, book number 10. And whatever you do, please leave a comment. Come and talk to me on my live streams Monday night, 9 o'clock East Coast time if you can. And, I like it. I like to chat. So whatever time zone you're in, I hope you're having a great one. I'll see you soon. Bye.